Houston's morning show. This sounds like an amazing job perk. Microsoft is joining a growing number of companies giving its employees unlimited paid time off, unlimited vacation.
That sounds incredible, right? But is it that much of a benefit? I don't know. Let's find out. Fernanda Anzac with Insperity joins us this morning to talk more about it. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, is unlimited PTO, paid time off, exactly what it sounds like? You could take as much as you want, or how would it actually work?
Yeah, it is. Unlimited PTO is about taking as much or as little time off as an employee desires, where the employer is not putting that parameter, right? You're not getting a week, 2 weeks, whatever that is. You're really able to manage that amount of time on your own.
I can imagine there's an equal amount of pros and cons to this, Fernanda. So let's start with the pros. What are the benefits of a company giving its employees unlimited PTO?
Sure, there are lots of pros. One of them is attracting talent. We know we've been in a place in the past couple of years where it's been challenging to find great talent out there. And this is something, especially in the younger generation, they're showing to really appreciate the unlimited PTO. Also, another pro is maybe for a smaller size company. Maybe you're not as large as Microsoft, as you mentioned, but this is something that you can do and that you can implement with your employees as well.
All right, now let's talk about those cons. The job's still got to get done somehow, whether it's you making up for it or somebody else is doing it for you.
Sure. Yeah, there are several cons as well. I think it's a balance. It has to be a right cultural fit, I think, is the biggest potential con. Is if you don't have the right culture, you don't have that culture of trust, and you're not really allowing that PTO to be taken, it can end up backfiring on you, and employees end up leaving because they don't use that time. Another one, as you mentioned, is if it's not properly implemented, it could be abused, right? And it's way more challenging to potentially handle something like that than maybe if you had more set parameters with specific time off as well.
So if you think that this would be a good thing for your company, if you're like, yes, we should do this, how do you start that conversation with the boss, the head honcho? What do you say? How do you get this ball even rolling in a company?
Sure. I think bringing it up and starting the conversation on the why. Sometimes if you just dig in the why, maybe the reason that you want it, it can be solved another way. Maybe it doesn't even have anything to do with the PTO plan itself. Maybe it's just the ability to use PTO. There's a lot of PTO guilt out there. You may have heard about that before, where you don't want to take time off because you don't want your workers to be working or picking up the work, or you don't want the work to pile up for you. So maybe having that deeper conversation on the why. If it does end up that unlimited PTO maybe is a good place, employers should definitely be working with HR professionals or legal guidance to make sure that they're taking the right steps as well, because there's other things to consider.
I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone who's getting unlimited PTO. How common is it?
It's become a little bit more common. So we've seen it started up with larger companies, and now more companies are talking about it, especially in the past year through the Great Resignation. And again, folks trying to attract talent, they're talking about it. So you're more likely to hear than maybe you were like 2 years ago, but still not the most common out there.
All right, so still not a lot of people doing work from the beach like we just showed there, but it sure does sound nice to be able to have that remote opportunity when you can, right? All right, thank you, Fernanda Anzac with Insperity. We appreciate your time this morning. Take care.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And